The Haywood County Hospital says it's not sure when patients might return after a fire forced an evacuation Thursday night. News 13's Rex Hodge is live in Maggie Valley, where the president of MedWest-Haywood is speaking to the Council of Governments meeting right now. Rex, is there any time frame for the hospital to reopen fully? And I wanted to ask you, how is this affecting the residents?
There's no exact time frame just yet for the reopening of the hospital for patients. It depends on the full assessment of the fire and the repairs that are needed. Meanwhile, Haywood patients are ending up in the hospital in Jackson County, making it a bit difficult for relatives to visit.
Randy McCracken had to get his mother to the hospital.
She might have broke a hip. She's 72, so we had to bring her up here to get x-rayed and checked out.
He says emergency crews took her to Harris Regional in Sylva and not to MedWest-Haywood, closer to her home in Waynesville.
They brought her on over here because they said that's just for walk-ins only over there.
A fire in the second-floor power room Thursday knocked out a lot of the Haywood Hospital's electricity. Emergency power kicked in, but not enough for air conditioning, forcing the evacuation of 62 patients. Some were discharged, others taken to Sylva. 10 remain at Harris.
We've basically created an environment here at Harris in which Haywood patients can be cared for by Haywood physicians and Haywood staff.
And emergency care is being provided at MedWest-Haywood by a mobile emergency room set up in the parking lot. If admission is needed, patients will be taken to Sylva. McCracken says he understands the situation, but says driving from Waynesville will be inconvenient.
I'm sure it will be, because they'll probably put her in, so I'll be making trips back and forth every day, probably for a week.
Just how long MedWest-Haywood will be without patients is unknown, as damage from the fire is assessed.
It was electrical fire. We put out updates as soon as we get them. We let our media partners, our staff, and our medical staff know.
Spokeswoman Christina Deidesheimer says rumors of a 2-month shutdown are not accurate.
We don't have any evidence that's true.
Nor does she say repairs are being delayed due to the impending acquisition of the hospital.
This in no way was affected by or affects our current acquisition process with Duke Lifepoint.
And back here live, there's no exact cause on the fire just yet. We're here at the town hall in Maggie Valley awaiting the president of MedWest-Haywood. That is Janie Sinacore-Jaberg. As soon as she gets here, we'll try to get a word with her and find out a little bit more about the fire situation. For now, reporting live from Haywood County, Rex Hodge, News 13.